Welcome to Margin Business Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. In today's episode, we got Maikel Tegelers, the founder of CCGWINKEL.NL, a war games and role-playing website and web shop. And Maikel is as well part of the marginbusiness.com team. Welcome, Maikel. One more thing, please. If you like our content, give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you and enjoy. Yeah, we want to find out your road to success from the beginnings, school time. What did you like? Where were you good in? Everything about your professional life, or what could have led to something artistic in this point of view, how I would call it, artistic entrepreneurial basis. So let's start in your earlier years. Where did you grow up? I mean, where are you based at the moment, first of all? And where did you grow up, and how was your early life?
Well, I grew up in Eindhoven. That's the Eindhoven airport region in the Netherlands, the south of the Netherlands. I had a pretty decent, normal, happy youth. Nothing wrong there. They just raised me like a normal kid, and the brat I was in the early days. I went to school for arts and printing.
Okay.
Eventually graduating from that, I came to the conclusion that my nose wasn't capable of smelling the paints the whole day, so I had to quit and take another job and take another school because I was high all day, and that's they say it's not really good for for a work progress.
Oh yes,
it's fun, but it's not good. Then after that, I took a programming course, which I basically failed, and got to work in stores. I started as a clerk, and worked my way up to store manager. From there, I had a feeling that I reached the top, and I couldn't do anything anymore learning wise, and they didn't let me learn anything. That led to a lot of indifferences with my bosses over the couple of jobs.
Okay.
And eventually I took the plunge to take myself a Chamber of Commerce number. It's how they say it in the Netherlands. And that basically led to my own store, which is called Local Hop-Up Shop. That resolved around what was it? RC tuning parts. So RC for remote controlled cars.
Okay.
I ended up selling remote controlled cars myself, and because of the immense competition that was in the Netherlands, I just quit because I don't like any competition, and competition is never good for a company if the competition is trying to kill the company. So I went on with board gaming in 2017. Board games, war games, miniature games, and everything with that. I opened another store around that same thing, which was RPG Winkle, which is selling basically RPGs, role-playing games, and everything. Everything related, from brushes to miniatures to the books you need. And I got a brain fart in 2019 that I wanted to set up a alternative Lego brick store, and that is booming and carrying basically the whole company at the moment.
Okay.
And that's where we are now.
Okay. Because everything what you said is very niche, so we have to break this down into pieces for everyone who listens, because I think arts is very, very important, and we're going to break it down and show exactly what you do. So just to go from the beginning. So you grew up in Eindhoven, and you are based in Eindhoven in the Netherlands, correct?
Yes, correct.
So from there, your school, the normal school was as well in Eindhoven, correct?
Correct.
So
yes.
You've been your whole life in Eindhoven.
I never left Eindhoven.
Okay. Small, nice.
A real resident.
Okay. So yeah, and then from there you usually do the first 4 or 5 years in the in the first years of school, and then you go higher to high school, correct?
Yes.
Were there any like specifics where what you took, or there is the 5th and 6th class where you go somewhere where they decide to take you, or what was there ever already something what you wanted to do? What did you wanted to do when you get older at that point?
Well, I didn't have a choice or an idea on what I wanted to become when I get older. But the whole thing in the Netherlands was at that time that you have basically two work options, and one is a worker option like a builder or a street builder or something, and the other one was working with your hands.
Okay.
Working with your head and with your hands.
Okay.
And my father chose the second option. I basically didn't choose that after my basic grade school. And I just went there, and that was, well, the whole decision that my father made for me to get creative.
Okay.
And there is where I learned my creativity and out of the box thinking.
Okay, so I think the creativity must come from must already begin earlier. Were you very creative as a kid, or was your father very creative, or your mother? Where did this come from? And the mix with the entrepreneurial skills and the outside of the box thinking?
I really didn't have any clue.
No?
To be honest, no. It just started when I had more indifferences with my companies I work for.
Okay.
And there I decided I really wanted to be a boss myself.
Okay, so
in my youth, I never had the thought of working for my own companies or doing something which has related to what I'm doing now.
So it not happened in the 5th or 6th grade where you say, wow, I love doing this, I love doing some arts work, or?
Nope. I was just a really plain kid. I just like playing outside.
Okay.
I had some sports to do. Back then I did some sports.
Okay.
And that's basically it.
Okay. So from there you went on to higher school, or you left already school and directly went into the so-called, I think it's as well in the Netherlands, they have these 3 years after school where you learn something, where you learn a job, right? Or did you go to higher school afterwards?
Yeah, well, it's not decidedly called business school, but it's more a business-oriented school, what you have in the Netherlands. And yes, indeed, there you learn which way you choose and what you basically want to become. But I'm always against the grain, so I became something else.
Okay, yeah, but that's the thing as an entrepreneur, when you think out of the box, you're already labeled, But this makes the unique entrepreneur, and as well the unique skills that you have very big, and then you shine out from the crowd. Because for example, myself, I cannot think about holding something and painting it. It's a very unique skill that you have, and a passion as well at the same time. The shops and everything is about small model houses or
medieval and fantasy related stuff.
Exactly.
I can give you an answer on that one pretty precisely. In 1994, I bought my own first box of Magic the Gathering cards.
Okay.
I went on playing, and before I even opened that box, I saw a box of miniatures from Games Workshop, and I bought my first box of skeletons. And that was precisely in 1994 because the date said it on the box, and the box was just released.
Do you still have these cards?
I do not have those cards anymore, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have been a rich entrepreneur. But I did, in 2010, I did start with one of the first guys I played with. I did start a new set, and we're still playing with those. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah. From these times, when there is new things coming out, it would be pretty good right now when you sell them on eBay or something.
Yep.
That's definitely amazing. So from there, you took it on to from the 94, 95. You went on. What was the next steps in that journey that you took? Was it more a passion, a hobby? Did you do it beside your work?
Well, I still went to school back then.
Okay.
And at school, we played a lot of Magic the Gathering games in the breaks. We turned to role-playing. I believe it was called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles role-playing game. That was horrible. It used to be an official game, but we did other things. Let's just say it like this to keep it polite.
Okay.
There was so much we could do with those games, and then we expanded to Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody basically knows that game.
I remember.
And it went ham from there. I collected more books. I had the whole basically whole settings in book form. That's 50, 60 books. I went on to creating more armies, more to play bigger games, and then the game stopped, and then I stopped.
Okay. So the game stopped. So the creator actually didn't come up with anything else anymore.
No, it was, I believe, again in 2017 when I was just starting my other company, and my attention veered to war games again instead of the RC related stuff I sold.
Okay, I understand. So we're looking here now at the year around 2000, right?
We're talking about 2017 already.
Already? So we did a big jump. So what happened in between? I mean, is there
actually nothing? I just lived and worked.
Okay. So there was no, I mean, the development of the painting or of this whole.
No, I just quit. And the models were there. I gave away a lot of my models, and basically nothing happened in between. Okay. I wish I could say it any other way, but no, nothing happened.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's fine, because sometimes it takes then was there any attempt that you tried to sell something like into the, no, not yet?
No. Okay. The only thing what happened back in 2012 is that my company, I worked for a phone company, which was, what was it, T for Telecom in the Netherlands. If the Dutch viewers are looking this, they know the shop. They went broke. Okay. So that means I had to close down the shops, and I took already over a big part of cleaning up, the cleaning up for a closure.
Yes.
And I missed it so much that I never got over to having a decent shop again.
Okay.
2012, I already took my Chamber of Commerce number and worked next to my daytime jobs.
That means you opened a business, right?
Yes, in 2012, I opened my business and just started working on a fun web shop. Nothing more, just a fun web shop.
Okay.
Which turned out, of course, in 2017 to be my decision for life when I opened a new game store instead of the RC shop. Okay. And just a couple of, what was it? In 2019, I decided to take on the third web shop we had. And it turned out to be a money-making business. So I'm not looking for jobs anymore. I'm just working myself. I'm working for a certain margin business as a translator. Oh my God, how do you say this? Everything just worked out. I'm an entrepreneur now.
That sounds really good. So, and the shop from 2012 is still on?
The name is.
The name is, but the original shop not anymore, right?
No, there's no shop connected to it anymore. There's no website connected to it anymore. It's just local hop-up shop, which is registered as the mother company of RPG Winkel, CCGWINKEL, and modelbricks.eu.
Okay, so we're gonna display them all wherever we can get you some traffic to, or if somebody is interested in watching these, So and afterwards, 2012, 2017, we are looking already at the expansion, right? So maybe you can at the same time tell us a little bit deeper about, like, to somebody who has no clue what are war games, because I needed as well to Google. I needed to check some things out. I needed to watch your videos. By the way, your YouTube channel, I will put it as well in. Can you just break down exactly what it is and what you do? And well, understand.
A war game is dividable in a couple of scales. You have a skirmish game, which is played by a couple of models, say 5 to 10 models by side, on a tabletop, which is around 91 by 91 centimeters. So that's 30 inch, I believe.
Yeah.
You have a force or an army side by side, which is basically the same for a mass battle game, which is about 200 to 300 models on table.
Okay.
You just take turns on moving the models, placing them tactically so you don't get attacked, or place an attack yourself and try to terminate the opponent with your own miniatures.
Okay.
In about 5 to 6 turns.
5 to 6.
So it's yes, it takes about 1 to 2 hours per game.
Okay.
And it mostly resolves around getting something done with your army while trying to keep the opposing force from doing so.
Okay, so that's a pretty good explanation. Can you play this online, like the camera on the table, or do you have to play social, because this is not possible anymore? I guess, yeah.
Well, there are some websites that actually deliver you a pretty good simulator, which is called, I believe it's called Tabletop Simulator, but I don't do anything with that. So my apologies if I'm not sure. But yeah, there are some games you can play online, and there are some games that will actually work pretty good for an online game. But it's basically a social game. You talk, you interact, you have a drink.
Okay.
And you try just to obliterate your opponent.
So at the moment, obviously, it's not possible, right?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
So, but the main thing, what you do is actually you paint these little things, right?
On my YouTube channel, yes, I do paint my miniatures and talk about the quality of the miniatures while painting, and while trying to have some comedic stuff in between, because I really don't like any serious channels. Okay. I always said to myself, the internet is not for serious business, but well, it turned up the other way around for me. So I like to keep the comedy in my YouTube channel.
Sure, that's okay.
So yeah, the channels mostly revolve around painting, and in my social life versus another player, it basically focuses around social interaction. Okay.
I mean, that sounds good. I really what I remember from when I was small, there were these warplanes. You had mostly I remember the warplanes which you have to put together, and then you have to paint them.
Yeah.
So I did this before, and I just gave up because they looked like a 2-year-old has been scribbling on it. So I just I think I didn't have this hand or the patience to do this. I liked it, but I liked the end result. Like when they are hanging somewhere. I liked it, but the way there was a little. And I mean, I did a few of them, but that's why I know a little bit like about them, about the colors, the Rewell colors. Now you make even remember the names of, and there was like thousands in the stores, right? Which have different. You're working with them as well, right?
I'm not working with Rewell. There are some specific acrylic colors that you can work with on a water base.
Okay.
Which are basically better for painting and mixing than other ones.
Okay, so Rewell is not water, but I can't remember. I just remember a very strong smell.
I believe that those are the oil-based paints.
Yes.
There is a niche for that as well, but I'm not that good.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good as well. So, and one thing I forgot to ask you, you mentioned that you could not work in the business anymore because of the paint, right? The paint smell or the...
Yes.
So didn't you have full masks? I mean, like full face masks for...
No, not at that time. In the printing business where you're just walking around big printers and maintaining them, there weren't any gas masks or face masks. You just work there.
Okay.
And the paint back then was turpentine based, and well, you need to withstand the turpentine smell if you would be okay with working there.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, now when you mentioned turpentine, yes. I
Think of
remember
it
exactly.
as working in a room filled with nail polish remover.
Yeah. It's
That's
it's hard. It's
basically.
hard, but it's good. I mean, now I understand. Okay,
Yes.
so from there, 2017, you said you were beginning to sell these little miniatures online. Um, as well, did you only sell to your website, or as well through eBay or Amazon or any other platforms which are out there?
No, we're still there on our own websites.
Okay.
And the only thing what supports us with extra sales is the conventions when the pandemic is over. Um, and as a one-man show, if I'm allowed to say it like this, I have a team of about 5 to 7 demo people,
Okay.
which are around the table and help me with sales and everything. So yeah, I think we've grown a bit since the startup.
I
And
think so as well.
they all demo
2017.
specific games, and they all know how to sell. And all those people are there on a freelance basis because they really love the job. And I just pay them in games basically because they don't want anything else.
That's really good. If somebody is passionate, it's always good. So from what I understand, your business actually, without any convention, without any meetings outside, any gatherings, actually it's pretty low at the moment. So I mean, there is no open meetings with all of these people.
Nope.
There is nothing going on at the moment. So yeah.
I'm literally confined to the internet at the moment.
Okay, I understand. So this would be a perfect timing to do something, like a live webcam in the games, or I don't know, something where people would say, "Wow, yeah, we're missing these times," because it's been already, it's been almost 2 years now that it's 1 year now, but still, it feels like 3 years.
Well, it feels like 100 years already when you're not able to play a game, because I really miss my games that I play. But basically everybody, YouTube wise, for a big YouTuber, is already doing it. So why should I do it? And why should people watch me instead of
Okay.
the big ones? They always watch. So I just don't do them.
Okay. I mean, if we would have the time, I think it would be beneficial for you. You don't do it for others. You just do what you love. The passion. That's
Yeah, I do what I love, but it's also working and painting.
It's true.
And I like to paint my armies first before I give an online demo or something. So, and that
Okay.
needs to be done as well.
Okay.
And
Sounds
when you're
good.
starting a new army, that's a lot of painting.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've seen it. It's very precise and very long process. I've checked it out. So 2021, that's it. We're blocked at the moment a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So moving on, where do you want to take this this company 5 to 10 years down the line? What do you think is the potential? Because I cannot tell you about Wargames potential, or it's you who need to know best. What do you think? Where can it go?
Well, my mother always told me that not to bet on one horse, because the horse could lose and you could lose as well. So I'm betting on a couple of horses right now. 2 of the web shops are into role playing and basically social interaction, and the other one, the alternative brick shop, is basically selling alternative Lego sets. So if one is wanting to do something on their own on a nice evening, they just open up a box and build a Lego set. Or not a Lego set, a brick set. I'm not allowed to say it, call it Lego.
Okay. Interesting.
It's an Easter alternative.
Okay, understand. Yeah, that sounds good. That's a good plan. I mean, always diversify. It's true. When we are in business, we always need to do other things aside and don't get stuck on one thing. Although with your passion, like I said, I think the years of experience you have already in it and everything, you could even help people to do it. What you do already with your videos, I'm quite sure about that.
Yeah. Besides that, I'm helping a couple of people with Kickstarters at the moment.
Okay.
I've had some knowledge about that, but that failed miserably. So yeah, that's not a success story.
No, but this is the good thing, as an entrepreneur, you do things and you try things, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Oh yeah, that's most definitely true. Yes. yeah, so I have some knowledge in setting up web shops. I help people with setting up web shops, and well, I keep around.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Definitely. So a few more questions. For example, something, in these times, because you said already now everything is a bit slow, a bit low. What would be your message for a motivation out there to the world, or to your gaming friends and the whole community, which is pretty big, I know?
Mm-hmm. Don't quit. That's basically my whole tip, because if you spend something, if you buy something as a customer and you are painting your miniatures, you want to see it on the table, and when you quit, you just have a nice miniature without any purpose. Yeah. So when you buy something, put some purpose behind it and keep on building it and keep on working with it. And that's basically the same with entrepreneurs at the moment. Due to the pandemic, 1 on 5 shops is going to go bankrupt in the end of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Just keep on going and keep on adding it, and try to find more entrances to build your success. And try to find places and rooms where you can't find any competition. That's basically it. I'm just constantly finding and looking for spots and places where there's no competition, and I just do that. I don't think, I just do. And,
okay.
Well, that helped me a lot.
I can
It could be personal, but that's how I am in the field at the moment.
Okay, I understand. Just one question. You always say you don't want competition. Competition, I have seen it always as healthy, like in our part of business, competition is healthy. I don't even see them as competitors, I see, we're a big community which work all together. And, for me, there is no real competition,
You could be right in that, but when I could take the Magic the Gathering cards as an example, okay. You have starter packs which just sell for a regular price, but you also have those booster packs with 15 cards in them, which value in rarity, of course, because you have to pay off somehow.
Yeah.
The packs, just a small pack, started off with a €3.99 price. And at the moment, the competition is so high online and offline that the prices have been reduced to $2.25. And that's almost below buy-in price. And that's horrible. Okay. So that's why I decided I want to have a niche within the Netherlands, or a specific place where I am the one who dominates the prices. So I can keep the prices at a normal rate for everybody to profit from it. Okay.
So actually there came other forces from outside, from who has seen the potential, and just created these cards and put them lower, or how did they do that? Because normally I think they are hand painted, if I understand, or not.
No, the cards are just printed. Okay. When you talk about a card, they come from Hasbro. So you just have one single buy-in price, and the more you want to sell, the lower you want to put the profit, and you don't want to put the profit at around, say, 2 to 3%. Sure, if you started at 20 to 30%. That's just ruining the business. That's why I took this one as an example, because it's a really good example.
Yeah, I understand.
If you have a product where you can build the community around, so it's not just selling a product, taking in a product, buying in a product, and putting it for sale. You actually have to buy or make a community around a certain kind of promise you can deliver for the models. So going back to the models again, the miniatures, I can just sell you a miniature, say, hey, this is a nice miniature, do what you like, you can throw with it, it doesn't break, and you can paint it. But if I tell you it's part of a game, and you can play with those, and all the models have specific abilities, then you can start building a community around it. And the whole thing, and especially from the entrepreneurs in the Netherlands, and well, we have a history of commercial happenings, of course. There are a lot of sharks in the water in the Netherlands. So when somebody sees success in a product, they want to buy that product as well and put it lower in price on the web shop. or in store. And when everybody does that, the price just keeps on going lower and lower, and you don't have any profit anymore. So what's the use of selling something everybody has if the product is only being lowered and lowered in price?
Yes, sure.
The whole meaning of being an entrepreneur and selling something is that you actually make a living and a profit of it.
Exactly.
When I can't make anything profitable out of a product which was before really profitable, I'm not selling it anymore. Because everybody else has it. And I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to deliver my customers a unique experience.
Very good.
And when somebody goes to me, they go there for a specific reason. The positive side about that is when you only sell the product in the Netherlands as a salesman and you're the only one, people keep on coming back because they can't find it anywhere else and they don't want to buy it in another country because of the shipping costs.
Yes.
So that's more creating a niche for myself and wanting to be the only reseller in specific products within a country.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good. I mean, the whole product or the whole project that you're doing is I think if you're long time in, it's very satisfying. You have passion in there, and on top of it, I'm sure there is potential to do more. I mean, there is potential to really you can make a lot of money with such niche products, and as well. But as you said, you need to build a community around, which is already there, and you need to attract this community to you. And maybe Hasbro can make unique products, especially for your for example, for your webshop as a corporation or something. Something. I mean, I'm already very surprised that it's Hasbro who is doing this these cards, because
well, it used to be Wizards of the Coast, but they got bought into Hasbro. So the fun thing is I use it as an example, but I also based my name of the shop around cards, because a CCG is basically a collectible card game, and I wanted to initiate my store around card games. Okay. When I noticed the insane amount of deduction in profit, I just quit it totally and went on to miniatures.
Okay.
So now I'm stuck basically with a shop which is resolved around card games, which doesn't sell any card games anymore. So when somebody asks what the name of the shop is, I just say it's Crazy Cool Games or something like that.
Okay, so now I understand as well why you told me CCG Winkel. We call it differently, So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the short pronunciation of CCG is a collectible card game, but okay. I don't sell any card games anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so because everybody is selling them.
Maybe something you should look into. I mean, they're not really card games, but I've seen recently like basketball cards and everything. Maybe this as well, something where you collectibles.
Yeah, I'm not into collectibles. I'm more into playables.
Okay. So yeah, the collectibles, you can play them as well. Collectible playables.
Well, there is. I'm not saying cards, but there is something on the horizon concerning collectibles, and I'm working at the moment with one guy who is selling bigger miniatures. Most of the time, the miniatures are about this size,
okay,
28 millimeters, and I'm talking about this miniatures right now.
Okay.
So perhaps
stealth
the
mode.
Yes. Perhaps the collectible part of that of the name of the shop will come back again, but I highly doubt it. For me, I love collectibles.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying always to find good ones. And it's the ones from the 80s. There is plenty. I can name now plenty, but I'll just say in general now the ones from the 80s which have still a box on it.
Yeah. The Star Wars ones, for instance.
And which went through all these 40 years, up to today, and which were not printed crazy like today. So there were just a few. So today they are very, really expensive. And if you find some of these, I don't know, let's say just My Little Pony or Pokemon or I don't know, whatever comes, when you have, this is something amazing, which is as well collectibles and and you can resell them, and it's something I really like as well.
Yeah, Well, I can assume I would want to do something like that as well. But the whole idea of my companies was making money with money you have and not with borrowed money.
Okay.
When you go into highly priced collectible miniatures or collectible toys from, say, that the golden years. So we're talking about Takara and Generation 1 Transformers.
Yes.
G.I. Joe and all that kind of stuff. You're into big business, and that's really high money and high value money, and that's what the shop doesn't stand for.
Well, you can find them lower priced. You can find them lower priced. You just have to search for them. Obviously, you don't go on page 1 of eBay. You need to scratch a little bit somewhere. Then you can find some of them.
Yes, in my private life, I've been there. And the whole cool thing about it is when you have a scruffed or a used one, you can buy them in at the same price you can sell them for.
Yeah.
So there's no profit to be had. No profit is no interest for me.
Yeah, he needs to be packed. If it's not packed, it's you can play with it. You can give it to your kids to play. It needs to be still like originally packed.
Yes. And there's a lot of repacks going on at the moment now, so I'm pretty cautious about that.
Yeah, no, the repacks, I don't like them at all. There is quite a lot going on as well. That's true. No, but it's nice, because I enjoy these little things everywhere, and everything what is what's old or older and is still packaged and you can touch it. Like right now the new thing is I'm still looking into it, the NFTs. If you have heard of
those are beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, but I still don't get it. What to buy and what not to buy, because there is beautiful things in there, and there is beautiful things in there, and both, there's price difference. I don't really get it. Which ones are good? Which one should they buy? Which one should not buy? That's why I'm still watching them. I'm still checking what would be what is good.
I think at the current state of the NFT market, I think it would be more interesting to just own one now and be happy with it than make money with it, because the market is so incredibly brand new. I believe it was somewhere from around January, February that it just started moving.
Yeah.
I think something needs to be a bit older to know the worth of the price for it.
Yes, because now it's really crazy. You have some items which are at $100 and then another item which is like 10K. It's like, okay, it's and that's the problem. We need to find out what is worth the price, what's not worth the price.
I think the demand of the supply a combination will come by months or years, and not just at the beginning.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I'm looking only into it. I don't touch this at the moment. I'm just amazed how they turn around and these crazy images. How some people have real skills in this.
Yeah, I know.
Really,
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna see some problems as well in the copyright, I think, and stuff like that. But like you said, it's too early for all of this.
Yeah, it's still too early to say something about the worth or the rarity of those things, because basically they get made and they get just put on internet and you can buy them for a certain amount of price. But if there is a lot of demand for a price or for a existing NFT, then the demand for that will be higher as well, and the price gets raised because people tend to pay more for something they really want.
Yes, definitely.
So that just will take time. If somebody is crazy enough to buy it from somebody else, that other person will see the demand and they will raise the price higher than they just bought it from.
Well, that's the good thing. You can already see who bought what, and for how much. That's the amazing thing.
And of course, it's in blockchain, so that means that it will be trackable and traceable.
Yes. That's what I really like.
No more theft.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's something. Yeah. It's not physical products anymore, but maybe at some point they will bring it, present it in some kind of a hologram or something, and you can buy it in a store as well, but it's like a hologram you buy. You know what I mean? Maybe at some point it will be like this even.
Those are already there.
Really?
They already have those digital photo frames where the NFT is included in it.
Okay.
And you can only buy that specific photo frame with that specific NFT. So it's already happening.
It's already. Then I'm really behind. I need to check this out.
Yeah. But you can already buy digital work in physical shops. Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, now I need to check some things out.
Sorry for your wallet, man.
Great talk, Michael. Thank you so much.
No worries.
This was something really interesting, new for me. I mean, I knew there is things like this out there, and I checked it out before. I was never 100% into it, but I was always into small things, like I said, collectibles and all that things. I was very interested already. I am still at the moment. And yeah, that was a great talk about it. And so let's have another talk once everything is back open again, because I really would like to follow up on this. It's how it goes. The next steps, and when it opened again, I'm sure it's going to be a very busy time for you.
Yeah, we'll talk again after the first conventions happened. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much, Michael. Yeah,
no worries.
Speak later. Bye.